A question that comes up often when people are putting their estate plans in place is, people are saying that they feel that their family is very important to them. It's one of the most important aspects of their lives. And they want to make sure that their family is taken care of, but they also want to give back to God and to support his church and his ministries. How can someone find the right balance between making sure that their family is taken care of, but also giving a gift to support the Lord's work?
I think that's an excellent question and actually has some really exciting answers. I'm not actually an expert in the field, but it was like somebody put a key in a lock for me, or they turned the light on, or whatever euphemism you want to use. Mm-hmm. I was listening to a presentation, and the presenter gave a scenario in which the money that was going to be left to the children was doubled, and there was a hefty donation left to the charity of choice. And I think in that case it was a church.
Okay.
And so what happened was, like, the scenario was there was a cottage. It was a family cottage, and the parents were, thinking about the will, putting the will in place, and thinking about, when they passed away and that kind of thing. And the children had sort of grown, and nobody really knew if they wanted that cottage, and they were thinking of all the things that could happen, right? They might have to sell the cottage, and then they would have to pay capital gains tax, and all the things that you have to, getting the cottage ready to sell, and market value, and the volatility of all of that. So what they did was the parents sold the cottage, and it was worth, I think, about $700,000, $750,000, and they took half of the proceeds from the sale, and they donated that to the church. And so then they got a really nice tax receipt. And with the tax receipt, plus the money, the other half of the money from the sale, they bought, like, flat out, a life insurance policy that was worth double what the children would have hoped for to get from the cottage. Right? So now you've eliminated capital gains, having to sell, all the headache of that. And you've got this life insurance policy in place that doubles the money, plus you have this hefty, charitable donation to the church. So I would urge people to go and see a financial planner or an estate planner, because there's so many ways to multiply money. I had no idea that money could just sort of be made out of thin air just by choosing the right avenues and documents and instruments, to move forward.
Yeah. With proper planning, someone can take the assets they have and figure out a way that they can give to charity, and in this case, using life insurance to still give essentially the same benefit to the children.
It was double what they were going to get from the cottage.
Yeah, and with some added tax benefits as well, because death benefits are tax-free.
It was tax-free, right, from this life insurance. So it was just the cleverest thing I'd ever heard. And that was the first time that I thought, this is actually a really creative field. There are lots of things that can be done. You can really, multiply your money. And in that, you're still giving to the cause of God, things that are very dear to your heart.
Yeah. And so I would suggest maybe having them go talk with maybe a church, Seventh-day Adventist Plan Giving Trust Services representative that might be able to shed some light on this. And then also throughout that entire process, praying, right? Oftentimes God will lead them to some options that they had never considered before, where they can find that right balance to support the Lord's work and also take care of their family.
Yeah, I love it.
Well, Grace, thank you for sharing that example with us, and thank you for being here.
Take care. Thanks so much.